Welcome to your Scream Alive channel for horror stories that we hope you will be satisfied with. Our story today is about Vampire Lake. Let's start. A dark night pierced by a terrifying sound, a car stumbled and its engine choked, leaving a man alone in the woods. He shouted into his phone, "Shit, my car stopped." He was good after getting what he wanted. Like a lustful teenager, Teresa replied coldly. Charity laughed, wondering what she said to him. Teresa replied that she was busy laughing, then stating that she hid her gun in the closet. Charity reassured her about the girls. Teresa changed the subject, asked about dinner, and Charity said she would wait for her nieces to arrive to ascertain their dietary preferences. "Does it scare all the fish?" teased Teresa. Charity explained that the story is just local nonsense to keep tourists away. The girls ordered beers and Charity warned them not to drive afterwards. Cott asked Charity about meeting Teresa at work. Charity explained that Teresa works in the IT department. Teresa said, "Like life sucks here. We have beer, food, music. No bullshit, guys. Life's good." Cott recorded a video on her phone about the cabin, while Teresa mocked the first world problems. Cott grumbled about the lack of Wi-Fi, but Charity explained that Teresa didn't want to deal with technology on her holiday. Cott, however, insisted that the story was true and mentioned their meeting a strange man on the way, making Teresa curious about whether he was single. Charity declared, "No men, no internet this weekend." After hours of walking, Cott recorded another video calling the trip stupid. Cott said she didn't have a man in her life, and Teresa agreed. A vampire appeared and asked her, "Why did you summon me?" Amy suggested looking for Cott. Teresa hesitated, but at Charity's insistence, she agreed to go if Cott did not return within the hour. Charity walked in front, looking for the passage, while Teresa complained of the length and fatigue of the road. In the woods, they heard the water purring, and then Charity started calling, "Cott, Cott." The girls continued to walk in the increasing darkness, hoping to find Cott before it was too late. "Because I want to transform," Cott replied. He asked her name, then said her name was in the book. But he added, "In order to convert, you must remove your name from the book." Cott offers him a necklace in exchange for turning it, and he agrees, saying he hasn't felt the sun in 400 years. Cott asked him about her fate after her name was removed, and he replied, "I will find you." Amy referred to them meeting some single men in town, but Charity taunted them for being old. Teresa is not greatly concerned at first, holding on to the idea that Cott will return. Charity, however, insisted that there were real dangers in the forest. "I'm by the lake. Can someone come pick me up?" I asked Cott what tomorrow's plan was, and she suggested going to the lake. Cott left, leaving a message. "I went to find a vampire. See you at dinner." Cott recorded another video on her phone, heading to the lake, despite her phone's low battery. Charity reveals that Cott believes there is a vampire there. Amy finds Cott's redemption book. Teresa scoffed at the book, but Charity insisted on returning it. Cott told the legend of Fireside Lake. A vampire lives there, can be summoned by burning a page from Genesis on South Beach, and will appear and do work for you. Teresa scoffed, but Cott insisted that her name was written in the Book of Salvation, a blessed book from the Vatican in 1879, protecting her from vampires if she wrote her name in her own blood. The girls mocked Cott's obsession, but insisted that vampires were real. Charity warned that access to the lake was difficult, practical, and unloving of nature. Amy asked how much distance was left. Cott, obsessed with the paranormal, replied, "About 15 minutes. Love her like that." Amy complained that she didn't expect to attend, while Cott recalled her love of summer camps and her desire to become a counselor. Amy asked her motivation for attending as she hates the outdoors, to which Cott simply replied, "Because it's free, and I have nothing better to do." He said silence followed, then a gravelly voice and a tense whisper, "I didn't know anyone was here." Suddenly, a woman screamed, then a man laughed hysterically. In the cabin, Charity ignored the echoes of screams. Teresa asked, "What happened with Dan?" Amy and Kat, Charity's nieces, arrive at the remote cabin. Upon their arrival, they are warmly greeted by Charity and Teresa. Charity introduced her nieces, Amy and Kat. Teresa identified herself as Trey. Kat asked when they arrived, and Teresa replied, "This morning, Amy and Kat are impressed by the cabin, though Amy notices there is no phone signal, making her feel like she is at summer camp." Charity spoke to Teresa about Kat's obsession with the vampire story at the lake. At dinner, Teresa suggested plain food, rejecting gluten-free vegetarian nonsense. The girls discussed pet names and Teresa took pictures. But the lack of a signal prevented sending images. Kat tried to get a signal on her phone, but Charity explained that a signal was impossible here. Around the campfire, Amy and Teresa complain about the taste of the marshmallows and hamburgers, and Charity is furious. Early in the morning, Kat woke up excitedly, while Amy had a headache. In the cabin, Teresa sought out Tylenol. Charity and Amy learned that Kat left on her vampire hunt. In the woods, Kat met a hiker and asked him the way to the lake, which was an hour and a half away. Kat arrives at the lake, burning a page from Genesis. At the cabin, anxiety begins to creep into Charity and Amy for Kat's absence. As evening fell, the girls' anxiety increased. They hear strange noises outside, a man screaming and then a woman. They realized he was the scary guy from yesterday. Charity rigged a gun for protection against predators. The three girls decide to go together. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel.